Now, for a lot of people, debt can feel like a burden. So when you're going into that retirement transition, it's important to understand the emotional and the financial impacts that go into deciding whether you're going to pay it off or carry it on through into retirement. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Dave Grant. I'm the founder of Retirement Matters. This is the 5-Minute Retirement Plan podcast. And today we're talking about whether you should be paying off your debt before you go into that retirement transition, or if you just keep it and continue paying all the way through. So we'll go through the pros and cons, and then we'll go through some math as well. So as we're looking at the pros of paying off your debt, a lot of it can be based on peace of mind. You've been paying a mortgage, say, for the whole of your working life. You may have one, you may have two, you may have a HELOC. As you go into retirement and you're not earning anymore and you're starting to live off your savings and other income that you have, it's really nice to understand, okay, all of my housing is paid off. I don't have to worry about a mortgage. If I've got an adjustable rate, I don't have to worry about interest rates adjusting and my payment changing. It's just easy. This is my house I live in. If I decide I want to move, I have all the equity there. I can just take it and put it into something else. It's very clean, and it really just takes it out of your mind and gives you that peace of mind. The other major pro is it's going to give you that flexibility when you come to cash flow. So when people go into retirement, they're looking at, okay, I'm going to pull out of my portfolio for my expenses. I may have a pension, I may have Social Security. I don't want to tap that to 100% of its limit. I want to make sure I've got some room just in case I want to do some fun things or an emergency comes up. And by removing any type of mortgage expenses from that allows you to get that flexibility in your cash flow. Now, for some people, they may have a high fixed rate or they may have an adjustable rate, which if interest rates go up, that rate can go up, and as can their payment. Now, if you're paying that off, if you look at, okay, if I have a 7% mortgage, if I pay off my mortgage, that's the equivalent of investing my money and getting a fixed 7% rate of return. And for some people, that is better than putting money into the market and potentially the market going down. So paying off your mortgage, paying off that debt can be the equivalent of getting that fixed rate return, which is your interest rate. Now, let's look at the cons. So if you've got a high interest rate, one of the cons is, well, if you've got a low interest rate, say you refinanced your house in the COVID years, you may be sitting on a pretty interest rate that you can easily beat in the market over time. So why would you pay that off? It's far easier just to carry that payment through into retirement. It's not really going to tax your cash flow that much, and you'll be able to out-earn that over time, hopefully, with a diversified portfolio. So why pay it off early? Another one of the big cons that I see people going through is, well, if I take from my portfolio to pay this mortgage off, lock in that interest rate, whatever it may be, if the stock market goes down, I have to get so much more out of my portfolio for it to get back to where it was for me to pull out the same amount of income. So for a lot of people, that's the sequence of return risk. And let's run through some numbers as to how that could play out in your portfolio. So let's say you had $1 million portfolio, and you need to withdraw $350,000 to pay off your house. The question you need to ask yourself is, if you go into retirement and your portfolio is not $1 million and now it's $650,000, does that cover your lifestyle with withdrawals that you can take every year? Or should you have left it at $1 million, which could then cover your lifestyle and your mortgage? If you go through the sequence of return risk, and let's say the market drops 20% over the next 3 years, if you've paid off your mortgage, does that drop in portfolio value leave you with a lower quality of life? These are all the things you kind of have to play through in terms of thinking, okay, what if this happens and what if that happens? And for some people, they're okay with that. For others, it's going to be, I want to keep my cash and I'm just going to pay my mortgage off over time. So like with any episode, today I'm leaving you with one thing. I want you to look at the debt you have and how close you are to retirement and understand, is it going to be paid off by the time you get to retirement? And if not, how do you feel about taking that debt into retirement? And if you think and feel that you should pay it off beforehand. Run some math on it as well, see how that impacts your portfolio. And if you have any questions, I'm always here.
Dave Grant is the founder of Retirement Matters, a wealth management firm in Barrington, Illinois. Dave specializes in helping people transition into retirement, specifically executives at AbbVie and Illinois teachers in the TRS pension system. If you have concerns about your retirement transition and want help from a fee-only advisor with decades of experience helping people like you can learn more at www.retirementmatters.co.